Soul Sanctum, the continuation. Hey everybody, it's RRPG here, and welcome to another episode of RRPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. In today's episode, we are resuming where we left off, and we're going to traverse through Soul Sanctum a little bit more. But we'll pretty much make it to the top of Soul Sanctum as far along as we can, but we will not go to the secret place that just lies, beyond the place where we're going to visit, or where we're going to reach up to. We won't do that until the next episode, but as for right now, let's get on with this episode that's already in progress. And as you can tell, I'm fighting some more enemies just to get things started off, and I will go ahead and say this, that I finished recording footage for the rest of Golden Sun, so that way I have the whole LP ready for you guys to be presented with in its entirety, and I do go through the side quests, mainly the, Crossbone Isle, and with finding all the genes and going to the thief village, Loompa, to save one of the main character's masters or whatever. So yeah, I go through all of that. So we should be getting through this game at 100%. It may not be in the proper order, but as people would go by. But hey, at least I get it done, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and just keep on going here. And now as you can tell, the battles... Oh, cool. Isaac leveled up to a level 2 Squire, and we learned Squire's Quake. So yeah, that is a new synergy spell that we have learned for Isaac. And I have to say that getting in the random battles in this game, they're pretty frequent. So you're just going to have some good time and patience going through these battles as much as you can, so that way you can... man them out, or try to get through them without, suffering any bad attention spans or whatever. And I know a lot of people have a really bad attention span, and they want to, just focus on getting things done quickly. I mean, I'm kind of like that way too, but depending on the game, that's where I decide whether or not, if a game is worth, viewing in its whole entirety, or just, should be one that you should, that has some story elements you should just skip altogether. But this is not the case for this game, as it's pretty much one that I really like. And if you have the cure spell on Isaac, which you should right now, then you can use that as a cure spell too. Jenna can also cure her party members, but she doesn't do that until the sequel. Speaking of which, there's lots of things from this game that changed in the sequel, like Jenna's random battle sprite, or her battle sprite, or whatever. You shall see what I'm talking about. If you just see what Jenna is like right now, then in the next game, you'll see what she looks like. I mean, they do a complete overhaul. Okay, let's go ahead and... we got another small jewel, so I think there is a Minotaur... There is a Minotaur head statue that we can put the small jewel in to access this new pathway. But we're just going to have to see by just continuing on from where we are, and we'll see where it leads us. So yeah, as you can tell from this battle system, it looks very similar to Shining Force in a sense. Well, that's because Camelot Software Planning, before they were known as that, they originally worked on the Shining Force series on the Sega Genesis, or the Sega Mega Drive, as it was called in Europe, and Japan too. And they had elements like the 3D presentation with the backgrounds, kind of like this game has it, and it was more, tactics based, where this one, like I said, it feels more like just a traditional JRPG. And that's a good thing. Okay, so, besides, playing this game, I mean, like I said, I haven't really played Shining Force that much, but I actually like this a lot better, because I'm usually that type of guy who likes to enjoy, just laid-back adventures to where we are going through, games like this just to, make sure that we do things, that we go from point A to point B, in a sense. But of course, I do like RPGs that are non-linear, too, like, I think some of the older Final Fantasy games were a bit non-linear in a sense, but for this game, I think it's a good choice for beginners. I mean, sure, they might have a hard time trying to go through all the text, but it's pretty easy, and, you know, it's pretty easy for them to pick up and play. I mean, if they really like playing role-playing games, in a sense. Okay, so there's that other bowl that we were looking for, so we need to put that small jewel in its right eye hole. And that was what Kraden was talking about. Something is amiss here, and we should find out what is, you know, what is there, so that way we can try to keep on going. Not sure if that's the right way to go. It might be, but I wouldn't count on it just quite yet. I think it also opened up another doorway, but let's just see. And notice that I'm using Synergy to solve the puzzles, which is, like I said, it's one of the things you gotta really love about this game. Well, the Golden Sun franchise is, you know, interacting with the environments to solve puzzles. And if we came in here, nothing can be found. Okay, so let's just go ahead and continue to do what we were doing. And I think we're going to leave this room and we're going to take that other room, which should take us to the proper location where we need to be. And Isaac, Garrett, and Jenna are still doing okay. I mean, you should be able to get through the Soul Sanctum, you know, for the first time without any problems, and you shouldn't lose anybody. I mean, it's a pretty simple and basic dungeon. I mean, it's not that big as some of the other ones that we're going to visit later on in the game. So, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. And like I said, after I do this game, at some point I will get on with the Lost Age. And if I can do the other without any problems, then I could do Golden Sun Dark Dawn at some point. But like I said, I wouldn't count on it, because since that game is 3D and, you know, the Game Boy Advance games are 2D, trying to capture 3D games on a Nintendo DS is really hard. It takes up a lot of memory. Okay, so let's finish this off, and I'm just checking. Besides just the battles that are going on right here, I'm just checking around to see if we missed any treasure chest or whatever. But I don't think we have missed anything that much since we've been inside of this sanctum. And yeah, when we get to the Lost Age, I'll even do that save feature where you transfer the data from this game to the Lost Age, so that way you can keep everything from the first game into the next one when you get Isaac's party back. Let's go ahead and use the herb. Okay, so... oh, yeah, it's a good thing I checked. That gives us another herb. Yeah, so some pretty basic items here that we're finding in Soul Sanctum, like herbs and antidotes and all that. Okay, here we are at this mural, and it looks very intimidating. And Kraden says that we have found it. But found what? It's just a mural of the sun. Clearly, this is the mark of the sun, the heart of Soul Sanctum. It's just I'd imagine, which means those two were telling the truth. But what if they said was true? Then that means they must have been... they were thieves! They came to rob the sanctum! Let's hurry back to the village and tell everybody! Kraden, what's the matter? We're so close. Close to what? We've come all the way to the heart of Soul Sanctum to turn our backs on it and leave. There's something wrong with that? Soul Sanctum holds the origins of alchemy. It would be a waste to. What do you think? Shall we go a little farther? Thank you. If you put it that way, we don't have much choice. I'm with Kraden. I want to look inside. Really? We'll just go a little bit further. Good. It's decided. Let's move ahead. So as you can tell, the mural right there represents the sun, or represents Sol, the sun. And Sol means sun in Spanish, by the way, or Latin. There's a moon at the center, a picture of Luna, which represents the moon. So we have found both Sol and Luna with their murals right there. And the rooms must be connected somehow, don't you think? And looks like it holds some kind of a secret, but we're going to have to find out what that secret is. I think Kraden is going to ask us to do a little further investigation to see what all we can find, is, you know, in order to progress a little bit further away. Or a little bit further. Okay, let's see. What do we get in here? Do we get a treasure chest? No, but we do get a synergy stone. And that, and those synergy stones fully replenish your synergetic points. Or synergy points. Basically, PP. Yeah, I know, right? A reference from the City of Final Fantasy coming back. Oh, boy. Now, normally you want to hit up those two statues to where Soul is, but let's go ahead and try this first and see what happens. And Kraden's right there underneath, and he's taking a look at what's happening, and he's shaking. But you're an old man, you shouldn't shake. And Isaac must have found something. But by doing this, there's a trap that's emitting. You're about to make a big mistake. So he's telling Isaac to stop, and Kraden is coming back here to let us know what is going on and see what we can do to prevent this. This is the most interesting mechanism you found, Isaac. But this is clearly some kind of trap. This is a trap? Go look in the Luna room, and you'll understand. Well, yeah, we could look in the Luna room, but right now we're kind of busy focusing on getting this done. You've done well finding the means to, you know, what we're looking for. But if you move one of the statues here, then we'll be caught in a trap. So why would they put a trap here? I guess it's to prevent thieves from stealing something that's very important. And yeah, your guess is as good as mine, viewers. As pretty much what Kraden is saying. So yeah, a little bit of fourth wall breaking the fourth wall here going on. Seems like it for this whole game because, you know, it's asking you stuff that you don't even know about, and basically it's directing it towards us. So, very crafty, Takahashi brothers. Very crafty. Okay, so Kraden is going back, and so we're going to try to figure this out again. But we're going to leave the mural right there, and we're going to go over to Soul. And we're going to move the statue over a little bit. Let's actually move a little bit closer. And bring it over to us, and this is where we're going to stop it. And let's go over here and move these two statues over to their respective places. Because doing this, there will be something special that will happen to that statue that's there in the middle. Well, that statue on the left lights on the spot where this middle statue is standing. Wonder what it does if we put the other statue right here. If we do that, a hole is created through the floor. And that statue falls down. So I guess it was supposed to deactivate the trap or something. So let's go ahead and move the statues right here onto Luna. And Kraden's intuition is happening again. So he sees that a piece of Soul is replacing Luna. And there are no traps that are going on, so we have deactivated that trap. So we shouldn't even have to worry about getting that, we shouldn't even have to worry about that trap taking place from before. And Kraden says, excellent work, Isaac. They give Isaac so much praise in this game. Well, I guess it's because he's the silent protagonist that they have to say something to him otherwise. And besides, since we're controlling the main character, they refer to Isaac as us. So I guess you could say Isaac is the embodiment of the player. You know, controlling him and doing all this stuff. So yeah, you could say that this game kind of takes place in the first person's perspective, in a sense, like, you know, if you're telling a story. But, you know, with characters like these, it's still in it's still from a third-person perspective, in a sense. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the other statues by putting them in their respective places, and then we're going to go back and talk to Kraden to see what all we can find. Or what all has been changed from down below. Okay, and as you can tell, more pieces of Soul are replacing Luna here at that one portrait. And now Luna has been fully replaced with Soul. Anyway, We're done here, and Luna replaces Soul right over there, as Soul replaced Luna on that mural. So we need to go back downstairs to see what is all going on. And Kraden says that the picture of Luna changed to Soul. Well, yeah, no kidding. And other than that, nothing looks different. So I wonder if that has done something to the picture where Soul used to be. You know, when we switched it over to Luna. So let's go ahead and head to the left and see what happens. Oh, there's a beam of light emitting from Luna. And I think that's going to take us deeper into the heart of Soul Sanctum, in a sense. So let's go over there and check out that light that's at the wall. And it creates a portal. So yeah, we're going to go through that portal and see what lies beyond there. But we're not going to do that until the next episode, which I think this is probably a good spot to where we can go ahead and we can close things off right here. So anyway, gamers, next time on Double RPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance, we're going to see what lies beyond that pathway that has just opened to us, that leads us into the heart of Soul Sanctum. What treasures lie before us. Anyway, gamers, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter with the links in the description. And if you like what you saw, then be sure to rate this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments below to let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Anyway, gamers, take care of yourselves. Thank you all for watching, and I shall see you on the next episode. See you guys then.